5 of 17 from the field. Without going by the film at this point, what was the biggest difference in covering Courtney in this game compared to the last on the 29th?
I mean, the attention to detail on the pick and roll coverage was clearly much, much higher. Mixing in a lot more overs and having our bigs up a little higher. We got away from our principles in that game, and going under is okay on a player like that if the big is up to touch and then allows you to get through and the guard gets through clean. But we got hung up on screens, and the big was back a lot in that first game, and so we wanted to mainly go over and mix in some unders here and there. And I thought our pick and roll defense was just far and away better than what we did the first time around. So I was really proud of their ability to accept and apply the adjustments we made.
From a personal standpoint, vis-a-vis Sabrina Ionescu, she reached double digits for the first time since May 24th. So how big is it for her development and for her gradual return from the ankle injury? How big was that for her to reach that landmark tonight and kind of get that monkey off of her back?
Yeah, I think it's, to see some shots go down, to even get some clean shots was great for her. We tried to do a few different things against their pressure to put her in positions to succeed. And I thought that she did a great job capitalizing in those situations, the 8 assists, and really did a good job overall moving the ball. She really was a ball mover tonight. And when she does that, it gets everybody else the looks they need. It makes us a really, really good team. So I think that, and then additionally, you guys have been hearing me challenge her defense quite a bit this past week or two, and I really thought she stepped up defensively. I thought she did a great job, particularly in that first half. She lapsed a little bit in the second half and then brought it right back. So, I think that was a big time comeback performance from Sab.
Appreciate your time and insight, Coach. Enjoy the win.
Thank you.
Rafiq Lewison.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. Sammy Whitcomb and Betnijah Laney was on fire. What are your impressions about the way they stormed out the gate in this blowout victory?
Yeah, I thought in completely different ways, they both controlled the game for us offensively. Along with Sabrina, they got us into what we needed to get into. They handled the pressure much, much better. They applied the game plan that we talked about to deal with the pressure. And, even with all of that said, Atlanta still found ways, to get deflections and steals and create turnovers. They're just a really athletic, tough defensive team. They're tough, they're gritty. But I couldn't possibly say about what Sammy and B were able to do tonight in terms of initiating the offense and really directing people, making sure that people went where they needed to go. Betnijah was on Courtney for a lot of the game. When Sammy got in a little bit of foul trouble, she guarded Courtney, and I thought they both did a phenomenal job. All in all,
thanks for bearing with us. We'll give her another couple minutes here to get ready. We'll catch her on our way out.
Jackie Powell.
Hey, Coach, good to see you. Congratulations on the win. So I asked this to Dee on Thursday, and while the All-Star campaign has really been focused on Laney and Sabrina, why do you think with, a day to go, should fans also consider voting for Sammy?
If they're not considering it, yeah, they absolutely need to. Sammy has been an integral part of the turnaround that we've experienced from last year to this. Sammy has been, I think, along with B, our most consistent and steady player, along with B, a phenomenal leader and a phenomenal teammate. But if you look at the way that she's rebounding the ball, look at the way that she's passing the ball, in addition to look at her effective field goal percentage. And I know that last game it probably dropped. This game it should go right back up. At one point, a couple of weeks ago, she was literally the most efficient player in the WNBA from an effective field goal percentage standpoint. So I'm hard pressed to understand why she wouldn't be a part of the campaign. Sammy has really been a phenomenal addition. I couldn't be happier with the fact that we brought her in.
And also, could you give us a bit of an update on Beck and what type of timetable this will be? We found out during the broadcast.
Yeah, I found out pregame.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's been dealing with plantar fasciitis for about a week now, and playing through pain, and the pain's getting really bad. So we made a game time decision to shut her down, let her rest it, and she can get a couple more days rest before the next game, and that'll put her at 4 or 5 days. And as you guys know, plantar fasciitis is a tricky one. It can really hang around, and it's extremely painful. So it was definitely what was best for Beck tonight, and want to make sure that we take care of them. And hopefully she can use this rest and get that information down and feel more like herself.
Great. And maybe that was the reason why the shots weren't falling for her for those couple of days playing through the pain.
I'm sure it affected her on both ends. There's no question. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have had it, but whew, it hurts. The fact she was playing through it to the extent that she was, the minutes that she was playing, never sitting a rep in practice. I mean, she's tough. Those Aussies are tough.
The final one for me. So Kylie Shook has actually been rebounding the ball much better lately than she did to start the season. What do you think has gotten her to this point?
We have been watching film, she and I, on not only her, but also rebounders who are really good, really effective. And we've talked about why those rebounders are effective and why she hasn't been getting rebounds to the extent that she's capable. And again, to talk about somebody who can apply the things that we tell her. Kylie coming out 2 nights in a row and getting 11, 12 rebounds. And she had never had double digits before. And it was literally because I told her, go get double-digit rebounds. And so she just went and did it. So it's on me that she hadn't done this before, because evidently all I have to do is tell her and she does it. So she really did a great job, though. It's not as simple as just going and getting them. She's got to be more active, more aware, more mobile. She's got to be more physical. And the ways that she's been doing that, and she's rebounding out of her area a little bit. I mean, it's really fun to watch. And both games that she's had double-digit rebounds, we've actually won the team rebounding battle as well. So I don't think that's a coincidence, because that center spot obviously is massive for your rebound margin. So really, really proud of Kylie.
Thanks so much, Coach, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Danny Barlavi.
Hey, Coach, I actually want to expand on that and ask about the team rebounding a bit. The team just seemed really aggressive and energetic in chasing down loose balls to my overall. Was there also, what do you think works well for you on that, in that respect?
Yeah, I think our guards really hunted those rebounds, chased them down, like you said, because they know how important gang rebounding is for our team. I mean, if our guards don't get 5 rebounds, 1 or 2 of them don't get 5 or more rebounds, we're just going to have trouble, and obviously with Kylie getting double digits, that helps tremendously. But because we play the way that we play, like if you look at Michaela's rebounding numbers, oftentimes they're not that high because she's so busy blocking out one of the best rebounders on the other team. So it's everybody else who has to go in and grab the ball. Kylie and Nick have to get a hit on those really good rebounders, and it's everybody else's job to go clean that thing up. And so that's been something we've talked about the whole year, and it's something that you have to learn, reps and habits and things like that. A lot of people are used to leaking out, and sometimes we still do that. So, sending 5 to the defensive glass is really important for us, given our size.
Cortland Griffin.
How you doing, Coach? Congratulations on the wins. Cortland Griffin with 3-point conversion. So, of course, you guys won tonight's game in impressive fashion, but there's always areas that you can improve. And what do you guys feel, or what do you feel like your team can improve to continue this winning going forward?
Yeah, I thought while we handled the pressure and the trapping better, I didn't think that we were great at recognizing who they were trapping with all the time and kind of keeping those people out of the actions that were compromising us. I also thought we needed to be stronger with the ball, and we needed to use more pass fakes, given that this team is so long and athletic and aggressive and active. You really have to be surgical with the ball against teams that can do what Atlanta can do. And so I think there's still room to grow in that regard for sure. I thought We took some quick shots that we talked a lot about. You know, I think I talked to you guys about that too. In the last game against Chicago, we were really just one pass shot over and over and over again. And we couldn't really put our finger on why our chemistry didn't feel right, why the ball wasn't really flowing, you know, until I watched the film and I counted, and I think it was like 18 of 23 possessions were less than 2 passes. And that was just the first quarter. So that was a big emphasis in this game to share the sugar. We had to move the ball.
And to follow up, so I talked to, I asked Sammy after Thursday's game, what did she feel like you guys didn't do? And what could be the key to victory in tonight's game? She said talking, defense, and just executing. And it seemed like you guys did that better today, even with you guys having to travel to Atlanta. So do you feel like you guys dealt with the travel just a little bit better, you know, after having 2 tough games?
Yeah. I think what we did really comes down to the execution piece. It's hard to say body-wise, you know, in terms of them being tired, and, you know, how much of this could they have done in the previous games, even while they were a little road weary. You know, that's still something I'm trying to figure out, you know, really get a pulse with our group. But I really thought their attention to detail was phenomenal tonight, and it showed on both ends. And you know, Atlanta's really, really talented. They're going to find ways to score, but I thought that primarily we did a good job forcing them to go to a secondary option sometimes. And you know, when they get into isolation, they're just really, really tough. And so I also think our help defense and our rotations, everybody moving on a string, could have been better at times. But really, it comes down to execution and this group's buy-in to executing the game plan that we had.
Thank you, Coach, and congratulations on tonight's win.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Next up, we have Sammy Whitcomb. Please raise your hands if you have questions for Sammy. First question, Jeff Magliochetti.
Sammy, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on a career best showcase out there. So how if there's one thing that people cannot say about this team, you guys are never boring, but because you always seem to be in close games and whatnot. But at the same time, how did it feel to win one finally by a 20-point margin? How great was this from a team standpoint, especially considering this was the team's first 20-plus point win since July 2018?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the first things we said. It felt really good to be on this side of it. It's something that we've been, you know, we've had some really great wins, some really gritty wins, some close ones, which are, I think, key as well. But you also have to be able to just put a team away in a game and take care of business and not let teams come back in. And I thought that was something that we were really trying to focus on, not, you know, allow them to sneak back in and steal it in the end or anything like that. So I was really proud of our effort late.
It was your triple, I believe. I think Atlanta cut it down to about a 4-point game. And your triple that broke your career high made a 7-point game that commenced about a 39-20 run over the rest of the game. So what was the catalyst behind that run? Was it something anybody said? Was it something you or anyone else on the team did differently? What was the big catalyst behind that run that put Atlanta out of their misery, for lack of a better term, and allowed you guys to coast to the win?
Yeah, I thought we locked in defensively on some of our assignments, on what they were trying to do, you know, the ways that they were kind of getting back into it. And then offensively, I thought we did a better job of finding our advantages. We found B, and she went to work and did some great things late there for us. I thought we just took care of the ball. We executed, honestly, defensively and offensively, and we didn't, you know, we kind of just didn't let them come back in.
Appreciate your time and insight, Sammy. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
Rafiq Lewison.
Hey, Sammy, congratulations on the win. What did you do a lot more in tonight's victory that you weren't able to do in the last game? And talk about how good it feels to finally take advantage of facing a team that currently now has a 2-6 record at home.
Yeah, I thought we executed defensively. I thought we did a really good job of knowing what they were calling, what they were running, and exactly how we wanted to defend it. And we took away kind of what they were looking for within those sets. And that was really critical for us. And then offensively, same thing. Like I said, we really found our advantages, mismatches. We, knew that they were switching certain things and we attacked that. And I just thought we handled their pressure really well.
Next question, Jackie Powell.
Hey, Sammy, good to see you. Thanks for being here and congrats on the win. So, wasn't last week, but the past couple of games against Chicago, it didn't look like you. So what did you do physically and mentally to be able to have a performance like you did tonight to prove to your teammates, the fans, and yourself that what we saw against the Sky wasn't you?
I just, I stayed true to what I've kind of been doing and just got back to what was working well for us and tried to just slow down a little bit and make good reads. I thought we all just shared the ball really well and moved it and all of that and just executed offensively. So I thought we were getting ourselves better looks and I thought we just took our time. I wasn't trying to prove anything or prove that I'm not a certain player. I'm a certain player. I was kind of just trying to just play my game and to just relax into it a little bit. And so I think that was kind of just the key for me to just, not force too much really.
Right. And so could you take us through the defensive performance you saw tonight a little bit? What was the key to not only stopping Courtney Williams, but what did you see this time that you didn't see at Barclays? What got the team, to sort of limit the defensive ad-libbing that we saw?
Yeah, I mean, we were really locked in, like I said, on their sets and what they wanted to run. And I thought we did a really good job of just everybody knowing where we needed to be. And I thought we navigated the on-balls way better than we did that game in New York. They, were coming off those on-balls, in particular, Courtney, and getting wide open jumpers. And I thought we did a much better job of chasing over, making sure we contested those. The bigs did a really good job of not kind of dropping too much. We didn't just go under. So there was a number of things I thought we did well. B was really physical with her, I thought too. And I thought that was helpful. But yeah, I just thought we just did a better job of staying locked in and not letting her just get loose.
And the final one for me, there's been some chatter on the Twitterverse about how you should be in the discussion when it comes to the All-Star game. So what would it mean to you if you made the All-Star game this year?
I mean, I think that's probably a little ridiculous, but yeah, sure, it would be great. But I think we know that that's probably not the case.
All right. Thanks so much, Sammy. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jackie.
Cortland Griffin.
Cortland Griffin, 3-point conversion. How are you doing, Sammy? Congratulations on the win and the performance. I tweeted earlier that you were simply in Mamba mode, and you finished the game with 30 points, and you also made 7 threes, which ties the New York Liberty record. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels good. I think, the win obviously is what we were chasing the most, but, not having Beck kind of just before the game, that was a really big loss for us. And I just felt like we really needed everybody, all of us. And I think we all felt that needed to step up and just, carry that load because Beck's been so fantastic for us. And that was a really big loss. So we needed this. We worked really hard, obviously coming out of those two, just not good losses, like the way we played against Chicago at home. We know we're better than that. So I think we really just wanted to come out here and just work really hard and get a win. And we did. And that was really great.
And also on Thursday, I asked you, what did you guys feel that you can do to come to Atlanta and get a win? You said talk, defense, and execution. I felt like watching the game today, I saw you talking, I saw you playing defense, which is evidenced by the 2 steals, and I saw you execute. How does it feel to just come out of 2 bad losses and get a W, which you kind of answered, but can you elaborate just a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, we weren't doing the things that we were practicing. We weren't doing the things we were talking about. We were, saying all these things and then just not executing, not doing them. And, B and I think, feel a lot of the pressure in terms of setting the tone. So we really just wanted to make sure we were doing that. We have to hold ourselves accountable to that first. And I think, that sort of sets the tone and stuff. And I thought B did a really great job of that on court, obviously. And I was trying to do the same. But yeah, we executed on both ends. We were for sure communicating way better. And that's such a big part of our defense. We have to be engaged together and talking and yeah, just connected. And I thought we really were. And that was like just probably to me the biggest part of this win today.
Thank you, Sammy, for your insight. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sammy, for joining us. Next up, we have whoever can make it here. Waiting for a couple players from the locker room, Sammy or Betnijah and Michaela. So we'll see who's up next. Surprise and delight. So raise your hands if you have questions.
Williams, but speaking of Courtney Williams, how big was it for you guys to hold her to a 5 of 17 shooting night? And what did you guys do differently in defending her this time around as compared to the first meeting on the 29th in New York?
Yeah, that was definitely one of our focus going into tonight's game, because especially with the game that she had against us the first time. So for her, not to feel comfortable, for us just to pressure her more and, not allow for her to come off freely off of the screens like she did the first game.
And she might be right in the room, so be nice. But Michaela Onyenwere, how great was it to see her develop her interior game further, get to the foul line, increase her physicality? How big was that, especially with you guys missing not only Natasha Howard tonight, but Beck Allen as well?
No, I think, she did a really, really great job. That's something that we talked about throughout the week because we haven't been shooting particularly well, so not settling. And, she took that and she made the adjustment and, it showed up in her game.
And last one real quick, how are you feeling? Are you okay from that spill you took in the third quarter?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just gonna keep taking medicine. Hopefully it's not too bad once my adrenaline and everything goes down. But as of right now, I'm okay.
Well, in either case, get well soon and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rafiq Lewison.
Hey, Betnijah, congratulations on the win tonight. I just want to know, how good does it feel for Liberty to for once get a 20-plus win after 2 consecutive blowout losses, and how satisfied are you with your performance?
I think it was really good for us. I think we definitely needed it, especially with the past few games that we've had, and I think it just showed us what we're capable of when we come out. We're disciplined, we execute, and we're focused on our game plan. I think we executed our game plan really well tonight, which we hadn't really done in the past few games. So I'm just really proud of us and happy for for us to get the win.
Jackie Powell.
Hey, Betnijah, congratulations on the win. Good to see you. Can you talk about the process of learning how to deal with the Dream's pressure and then applying it? And it looks like you got to apply it tonight.
Yeah, we kind of knew what they would do, especially because it worked so well for them the last time we played them. So, we drilled it and we were really prepared and settled. And, we just did it again. We just did a great job of executing our game plan.
Brilliant. And so I asked Dee this on Thursday night. And so while the All-Star campaign has been really focused on you and Sabrina, rightfully so, what I want to know is, why do you think Liberty fans should maybe also consider voting for Sammy as well?
Because she's a great player. She's been great, all throughout the season. So they should definitely vote for Sammy. And I think, tonight especially was it really worked towards her campaign. And so I think she's a great player. She deserves to be there. So everybody should be voting for her as well.
She was very humble about it. She thought it was a ridiculous question that she'd make the All-Star team. But anyway, final one from me. When you see Sabrina hitting shots like that again and making passes like she did tonight, what does that do for the confidence of this entire team?
I think it just goes up because we need her. She's a big part of, who we are. So for her to come back and feeling good, hitting shots and just keeping everybody involved, which she's been doing a really great job of, it was really big for us. It was really big for her.
Thanks so much, and congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Danny Barlabi.
Hi, Betnijah. Congrats on a great game and the win. I also had a question about Sammy Whitcomb. Tonight in particular, what did her strong scoring performance in the first half, matching her career high in that first half, how did that motivate the team and kind of just get the wheels rolling?
She definitely gave us that momentum that we needed. She came out really strong, and I think she finished strong as well. So just for her to lead the way and have that first half performance that she did, it kind of just made all of us, follow suit.
Cortland Griffin.
Cortland Griffin, 3-point conversion. How you doing, Betnijah?
Fine, thank you.
Literally all season, you've been a walking bucket. And then tonight, you guys got back to New York Liberty basketball. You guys got to the line, which you guys didn't get many attempts at the free throw line in the last 2 games. You had 11 attempts yourself, made 9. What was the difference tonight?
I think we just stayed aggressive. We didn't settle, which, we talked about the last few games. We may have settled a little bit more than we wanted to, especially with our shots not falling. And we just made the adjustment and we stuck to it.
All right. And then on top of that, I saw that you guys were, like you said, more aggressive. You guys stuck to your guns and what you guys do great. Just what was the mentality coming off of those losses after you guys or you guys had to travel again?
To just keep fighting, stay true to who we are, to just come out and execute, to just be more focused.
All right, thank you. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Last question, Karina Mustafa.
Hey, Betnijah, congrats on the win. I wanted to ask you about Sabrina and what were your thoughts on her, back in the starting lineup. She was able to knock down some key shots. She had those assists that she always has. I just wanted to know your thoughts on how she did today.
I think it was, she was really great for us. And I'm just glad that, she's back and that she's feeling good and that she came out, ready and aggressive. And I think that as long as she comes out that same way, which I'm sure she will, we're going to be in good shape.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Betnijah. Next up, we have Michaela Onyenwere. First question, Jeff Magliochetti.
Michaela, thank you for joining us. Congrats on another strong performance and a big win. So one thing that people cannot say about this New York Liberty team is that they're boring, because you guys are in so many close games and so many of these games have gone down the wire. Look no further than the first Atlanta matchup. But tonight, for the first time in nearly 3 calendar years, you guys win a game by 20 plus points. So how big can this win be for a team morale standpoint?
Yeah, it's definitely super big. This one was fun, like you said. It was good to get this one. We were super happy just because obviously the last few games we've been on the other side of this type of game, and so to come out and really execute all 4 quarters was really, really great. And I was super proud of my team, and it just gives us momentum. Obviously, we play them again in 2 days, and so hopefully we'll come out with that same energy, same focus, and same effort. But yeah, I'm super proud of my team just to get this type of win.
how big was it to also secure a win on a night where you found out that minutes before tip-off, a key contributor in Beck Allen would not be able to play tonight? And you picked up that load pretty well in, infiltrating the interior, getting to the foul line. So how big was it from a team standpoint to pick up a win, especially such a big win when you found out that a major contributor would not be able to play just minutes before tip-off?
Yeah, Beck is definitely somebody who just like such a great player and gives us so much. And so, to find out, a few minutes before the game that she's not playing, it's interesting just to have to pivot, but we have so many different weapons on this team. And so everybody stepped up in place of Beck, and, she was on the bench encouraging us and, giving us good words. And so she was out of the game, but never away from us in that sense. And so, yeah, it's huge for us to have those people who can step up and, do that in the absence of a player like Beck.
Appreciate your time and insight. Keep up the great work, Michaela.
Rafi Lewison.
How good has it felt to actually get a win against the Atlanta Dream in a blowout fashion compared to the effort that you put in the last time you played them when you lost the late second buzzer beater to Courtney Williams?
Yeah, it feels great to get a win like this where you executed and you really put the effort forward to get a win and really executed the game plan. It feels really great. And obviously the last time it didn't go the way we wanted it to. And I think we fixed the things that we didn't do so well in the first matchup. And so I think that's great to have teammates that do respond, do adjust to things really quickly. So that's been really great too.
And when you place the Atlanta Dream in about 2 to 3 days, what do you plan to do to replicate this performance?
Just continue to have focus in our shoot-arounds coming up. I think our game plan this game was great. And as long as we execute and focus, I think that we'll do the same thing, or it'll lead to very, very much success when we play them again in 2 days.
Appreciate your insight. Thanks a lot.
Jackie Powell.
Hey, Michaela, great to talk to you. Congratulations on the win. I wanted to ask you a bit about what you've made of Kylie Shook's recent attention and execution when it comes to rebounding. Why do you think that she's been able to go back-to-back games with double-digit boards?
Coach Walt has just really challenged her. I think she stepped up to that challenge and just being really physical and aggressive. And I think that's something that we really need from her. And so to see her step up, I'm really proud of her. It really helps us. We've won the last 2 games, the rebounding war. So that's a really big testament to just how physical she's being, how aggressive she's being. Helping us kill possessions is so important, especially in this league. And so, yeah, she's super huge for us in these type of wins.
Brilliant. And so I asked Dee this on Thursday. So while the All-Star campaign is very much so focused on Betnijah and Sabrina, rightfully so, but why do you also think that Liberty fans should also consider voting for Sammy?
I mean, she showed it tonight. What does she have? 30 points. She is a bucket. Her 3-point shot is just something that is almost unguardable when she's on. And above that, she's just such a great leader and a great teammate. And so I full-heartedly, am on the Sammy train. I think she should definitely be there if there's a chance that she is there. And so I'm voting for all 3 of them, even more if we even have some on the ballot as well. And so, yeah, Sammy's a great player. She had a great night tonight. And yeah.
And final one for me, if you could take us through the defensive performance you saw from your team tonight, what was the key to stopping Courtney? And what did you see this time that you didn't see at Barclays? And what got the team to limit the defensive ad-libbing that we had talked about on Thursday?
I think just our execution that we talked about in shoot-around and previous practices. We think that they burned us a little bit, especially Courtney. Coming off the ball screens, she's almost an automatic from the mid-range position. And so just to limit those possessions, limit those touches, and just make her uncomfortable a little bit coming off those ball screens was super important. And so I think we did that obviously tonight. Obviously she hit a few, but we limited that in that sense compared to last game.
And when it came to the defensive ad-libbing, how did you guys sort of cut that out tonight?
I think just focus and effort. I think we were really locked in all 4 quarters. There really wasn't a time where we felt like we kind of went rogue like we had in the last few games. And so I think the focus and effort is super important. I think we saw that tonight.
Thanks so much, Michaela, and congratulations.
Danny Barlavi.
Hey, Michaela, good to talk to you. Congrats on the win. I was wondering if you could talk a bit about your aggressive approach on getting into the post and drawing contact, getting easy layups, making your way to the line, all that.
I think it's just an adjustment. We talked about this last time. It's just kind of knowing the flow of the game and just knowing the flow of the offense. Like if you're doing well, if you're not, if you're not, how can you find other ways to, impact the game and help your teammates? And so I think in the last Chicago game, there wasn't really an awareness for myself as far as like, okay, I'm not really hitting these outside shots. Let's find something else. And so I think just kind of making that quick transition to like, okay, in this game, my first 2 possessions, I think I missed 2 threes. Okay, that's not working. Let's do something that will, help our team, keep us in an advantage. And so, I mean, driving was where it was this game. And so I know that's something that I can do if things are not falling on the outside. And so I think my teammates trust me. Betnijah found me on a cut. And so just doing those things when, threes and outside shots aren't working is super important. It's super important to adjust to as well.
Cortland Griffin.
Cortland Griffin with 3-point conversion. How are you today, Michaela?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. So normally around this time of the year, you normally see rookies start to slow down, maybe hit a wall, maybe struggle a little bit. Has the game slowed down, or did the game just come natural to you since the beginning of the season?
I wouldn't say natural, but I think that I had confidence in myself in that sense, in that, I was going to do whatever I needed for my team, whether that was, starting, not starting, come off the bench, whatever it was. And so I think coming with that foundation made it a little bit more natural, for lack of better words. But yeah, I've definitely had challenges. It has not been an easy road, just going against some of the greats. I had to guard like Jonquel Jones, A'ja Wilson, and Candace Parker in like in my first, rookie season. So it definitely has not been easy, and there's still things that, I need to learn and grow in, but I think I am getting a rhythm and just kind of understanding the flow of the game. And it is slowing down in this sense, just realizing, like I said, the adjustments and like, okay, my shot's not falling. What can I do to help my team in other ways? And so there's been like those adjustments that I feel like I've personally kind of recognized in myself, but it's still a learning game. I'm still just being a sponge in that sense. And I have so much more to grow. I've only, to 16 games. And so, yeah, for sure.
And your outside shot has been pretty well this year, but you're one of the best dribble drivers, in my opinion, on the team. Have you made more of a focus to do that? Definitely, after tonight.
I think so. When most of the time I have the mismatch where there is somebody bigger than me, there are 4 players guarding me, and so I know that sometimes I can have that advantage going off the dribble. And just so getting in the paint, that's where our offense is really predicated on, is getting 2 to come, driving and kicking and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I think that's definitely something that I can continue to grow in, and not sometimes focus on my outside shot when it's not falling. I know that I have that in my back pocket.
Congratulations on the win, and thank you for your insight.
Thank you.
Karina Mustafa.
Hey, Michaela, nice to see you. You talked about adjusting your game and, guarding all of these players. And I just wanted to ask you about how important is gaining experience now going forward, now that we're, about a month and a half into the season?
It's super important. I think almost every single game, my matchup is going to be super hard. And I think that I welcome that in a sense, and try not to back down from that, because I know it's going to make me better. And so, having to guard the likes of A'ja Wilson and Candace Parker and Jonquel Jones, that's going to make me better. And like you said, it's going to help me gain experience. And so that's been really good for me as far as, adjusting to this league, adjusting to these players. And, it hasn't always gone the greatest, but at least I have that experience, like you said. It's going to help me in the long run.
Thank you. It's a delight to watch you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michaela.